Hey everybody, right before the video starts, I thought I would let you guys know about a meetup that me and Memory are going to be doing on April 1st at the Rose and Thistle in Portland, Oregon. So if you live around the Portland, Oregon area or anywhere close by that you can make it in, you want to come hang out with us, have a few beers, have a few laughs, feel free to come on down. I think we're getting together around 9 o'clock. And also, if this little intro is still attached to this video sometime after April 2nd, somebody please message me on Twitter and I'll have it taken off. Thanks again. Enjoy the video. You know, every now and then, something happens. Something happens that actually kind of tests whether or not I do believe in a God. Because when something can be so incredibly funny, it's hard to feel like maybe there's just not some divine presence blessing me with the lulz. It really does seem that way sometimes. Now, objectively, for me, I know better, and that's not nearly enough, even when it's such an incredible lol cow like Rachel fucking Dolezal. Holy shit. Oh yeah, we're talking about Rachel Dolezal again. Why not? Now, for those of you who aren't very familiar with Rachel Dolezal, she is the former NAACP chapter president for Spokane, Washington. And she stirred up quite a bit of controversy because she has been identifying as black, but she ain't black. And amidst the firestorm of controversy when it came out that, well, this woman is the same person as this woman, the media was all abuzz, and the question of transracial started taking place. Now, since then, Rachel Dolezal has fallen on hard times. So as with anybody who had a little bit of E-fame and is suddenly starting to see it wane and die down a little bit, she wrote a book. She wrote an autobiography, and it's called Full Color. So now today we have this article from Heat Street, and it was written by Joe Simonson, and I gotta tell you, this man is a treasure for going through that entire book, because he has for us a selection of quotes from the book in Rachel's own words, and we're going to take a look at some of them. In the second chapter, Escaping to Africa, In My Head, yes really, describes Dolezal's frustration at growing up in rural Montana. She didn't even know Good Times, Sanford & Son, or the Jeffersons existed until she went to college. Most of the book sounds this way, as in a Midwestern white person desperately trying to sound like she grew up in West Philadelphia. I really do have to wonder about this. This doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. She's upset because she didn't get to watch Good Times, Sanford & Son, the Jeffersons. What the fuck? I don't get it. Look, when I was growing up, I did watch the Jeffersons. I did watch a little bit of Sanford & Sons. I never really watched Good Times, though, to be honest. But that in no way necessitated me having to be a black person. If you think that being black in America, like growing up black in America, you were somehow losing out on the black experience because you didn't watch black TV, what the fuck? I watched black TV. I mean, fuck, man, like, lots of people watch black TV. It was really good. Sanford & Sons was really well written. The Jeffersons was fucking amazing. What the shit? When she was a young child, Dolezal inexplicably felt an affinity to blackness, despite growing up in a town with no black people. An affinity to blackness when there's no black people there? How does that... How would you know? She already said there was no black TV and there's no black people. How would you have an affinity for blackness? What? Dolezal recounts pretending to be a dark-skinned princess in the Sahara Desert, or one of the Bantu women living in the Congo. In one of her fantasies, Africa was home where she possessed the ability to control the weather. Oh, I get it. So she's not just black, she's African now. African. And that whole thing about being a black child in Africa that could control the weather? That's Storm. She's talking about Storm from the X-Men.
Because I can control the weather, they call me Storm. Storm! Mistress of the elements!
In the chapter Hustling to Make a Dollar, Dolezal equates her childhood chores with the institution of chattel slavery in America. Her living conditions made her develop a similar resourcefulness as black slaves. She repeats this claim on page 73, saying, "It wouldn't have been too much of a stretch to call me an indentured servant." Oh my god. Dolezal describes reading library books about black history as unconsciously feeding my soul. A common theme throughout the book is Dolezal's conflating white American poverty with the black experience. If you've never had the black experience, how can you then compare your experience to the black experience? And that's denoting that the black experience is a universally accepted thing, that all black people experience the black experience exactly the fucking same. And we know that's not fucking true. We know... Ugh. Her first marriage ended in divorce because she was a little too black for her black husband's tastes. How? In this marriage, Dolezal learned a painful lesson that a black man could be, culturally and philosophically, as white as any white man. In other words, Dolezal feels blacker than actual black people. See, this is what I love about Rachel Dolezal. This is why this sort of thing is so beautiful. Oh my God, so incredible. She gets to define what is culturally and philosophically black, right? She gets to make that determination of what is philosophically and culturally black. Now let's be a little charitable to Rachel here. She can have whatever opinion she wants. If she wants to define a specific subset as that is what she believes is culturally and philosophically black for her, fine. That's fine. That's fair. But for everyone, dude, honey, don't you fucking go there. Oh my God. Living as a black woman made my life infinitely better. It also made it infinitely harder thanks to other people's racist perceptions of me. The blacker I became, not just in the clothes I wrote or the books I read, but in terms of how I was being seen and treated, the more distant and isolated I felt from white people. I stopped feeling obligated to check white on medical forms, and once I started claiming my identity and checking black, any whiteness I possessed became invisible. Well, that obviously didn't work because we're still talking about you and how you pretended to be another race because you wanted to pretend to be another race. The thing that I still don't quite understand is whether or not Rachel did this because she doesn't like her whiteness, whatever the fuck that's supposed to mean, or just because she didn't like herself and she had to manufacture a different Rachel Dolezal and try and live with it. And that in and of itself wouldn't even be that big of a deal. I wouldn't give a shit. You want to pretend to be anything that you want, no big fucking deal. But don't go getting a fucking job based on false pretenses by lying and saying that you're one race and not the other. That's fucked up. That's really fucked up. And to use it as cultural ammo, as some sort of bargaining weight, dude, fuck you. After she began bronzing her skin, the final piece of the puzzle surrounding her identity was solved, and she now felt completely free and secure in who I was. A similar theme throughout the book is how Dolezal's insane racial self-identification is always about her freedom and her feelings. Biology and sensitivity to the actual black experience be damned. And see, Joe there just perfectly nailed it. Perfectly nailed it. This really comes down to an extremely selfish desire by one person, so fucking out of touch, they don't understand how their actions actually affect other people. This is all about Rachel's experience. This is all about Rachel's journey, Rachel's blossoming into whatever identity that she wants to have. And much like all the rest of these fucking assholes who have to speak on the behalf of other people, this white knighting, virtue signaling fuckfest, fuck, I'm so sick of that kind of shit. It's ridiculous. It's insulting. And before I wrap this up, just one more props to Joe for sticking it through, reading that fucking book, and bringing us those juicy tidbits. So, thanks, man. Look, the black experience in America is not one cohesive thing. It's not one cohesive thing. And the only time it actually even is a thing is if something happens to you or something affects you in a specific way because of your color of skin. And a lot of people like to conflate all these different things that can happen to them as, well, it's because of this color of my skin. And sometimes they're right, a lot of times they're fucking wrong. But by and large, anybody, and it doesn't matter who the fuck you are, Rachel fucking Dolezal, Jesse Jackson, fucking anybody, white, black, Asian, brown, whatever, who the fuck gives a shit? If you try and make those strict determinations that all black people blank, all men blank, all women blank, all white blank, 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 fuck off, fuck you. You don't get to talk for people like that. You don't. Dude, it's fucked. It's super fucked. Stop doing it. And as for Miss Dolezal, man, I cannot wait to see what kind of crazy bullshit she does next. Whew. Oh, man. Mwah. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button, comment, subscribe, all that kind of shit. Bam, 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 bam. I'll catch you guys next time, all right? Have a good one.